Hello, good morning to you all. I hope you are doing well. Yeah, it's time for us to continue with our case study. So we'll continue from where we last left. That's I think this was the exact place that we got to, right? So on our pizza analysis, and we did a whole lot of things by loading the data set, loading the data sets. Go up there. We did load the data sets. Then about four different data sets that we loaded. We joined them. We did some. That's how come we started with our engineering by joining those four data sets to one big data set. Then what again? We did some engineering by changing. We needed a day column, a month column, so we had to work on that. We did that. Then what again? We then had to change. We then wanted to change what? We did some mappings to change the days from them being numbers to what? Strings. One to Monday and so on. The same thing we did for the months too. We did for the months too. Then now we created the sales column, like the monetary aspect, where we did what? We multiply the quantity times the price to get what? The amount that was made from each order, right? Okay. So yes, after that, then we knew we were set. We then had to start working. We checked for duplicates and there were no duplicates. And the first thing I wanted to look at was how many pizzas were sold in that particular year, right? So we had this number of pizzas, and that was what 449,574 pieces of pizza were sold in the year under review, right? Then we looked at how many days the restaurant worked, and the number of days the restaurant worked was like 356 days. And yeah, okay, so we then went forward to look for the how many orders were placed in the year, and these were the orders. We did that, how much money that was made. We just added all the amounts that they had throughout in all the days. We summed them up, and that was the total amounts they had, right? And on average, this one we just did was on average, like the money is that way. When we divided by 12, I think someone asked it in the group. This one was just on average. We are making 60. Look at the English is this. This one, the English is on average. We are making 68,155 on monthly basis. But if you want the specific months, then you then have to what? This one was sales, right? So if we want to do how much, if you want to know how much you are getting for a month, all you need to do is what? Come here. This one should have been month. You group by the month, and the numerical column should be what? The sales. Then you sum them. That you just get for the month, right? It's just like that, right? So which days are we busy at? We went on to answer this question. Which days are we busy at? So we grouped them by the days, and then we did the quantity, and that showed us on all the days which day did we get more orders. So yes, that helped us to get that, and after getting that, we used that output to create what? A data frame. And at the end of the day, this was our visualization to answer that question, right? So the heading is, which day are we busiest? And you obviously see Friday with the longest bar. You see that, followed by Saturday and Thursday. That was it. Okay. Then the next one was, which day did we make more money? You see that being busy on that day is different from the day make money. Sometimes a company or a restaurant could be what? Busy, all right, but maybe at that day they are all buying what? They might be buying some 10 cities stuff. And you see that the money will not be much. So we want to see the variation, right? So for the monetary aspect, and thankfully it was the same. Friday still came first, but now Thursday ahead of what? Saturday. And so yes, we have which day we make money at. So then that was where we ended. And you know, which this week, but we kept long over here because of the engineering stuff, right? That made us to keep long over there. So now, what do we want to do? We want to now look at how many different pizzas do we have? I know they have. How many pizzas do they have? Once again, how many pizzas do they have? Right. Then there's what? A column name what? Name. Right. If we do this, we get all the pizzas. So when we just do what? Dot unique dot n unique, we get a number of unique entries that are here. Is that not? We get a number of unique entries that are here. So we get about 38 different pizzas that are here. Is that not? We get about 38 different pizzas that are here. Okay. So now we would like to do something for the best what selling pizza. The best what selling pizza. Which pizza do people order more? You hear that? The best selling pizza. So we want to know, the company wants to know, the restaurants they want to know the best selling pizza. Based on the data set, the data that they have collected, they expect us to let them know which pizza was best or which pizza people buy the most. So as I said, you remember I told you that for analysis over here in Python, the group by is mostly our go-to, right? So if we have what best selling, and then I'm saying what the best selling is in connection with want to know which which pizza we ordered the most, right? So obviously, if we pick each name, and if we pick the names, if we group them by the names using the quantities, we should get what? The one that the quantity are more. So it means we can sum each name and pick the and sum their quantities. This name and sum the quantities. Each name. So we'll get what? If it is what? The we'll know which pizza that had. So let me say pizza. I hope we are together, right? Pizza dot name. Sorry. Dot name dot unique dot unique. So yeah. So these are the various pizzas that are there. So we'll get to, if we group by this and then we do it, the summarizing the numerical column that we'll be using should be what? The quantity, and then we sum them up. We should get what? We should get to know the Hawaiian pizza, the number of the quantities that were sold, the big meat pizza, the pepperoni. We should know which one. So we should know the best, the top ones, and we should know the what? The least ones. Okay, so yes, let's group by that. You know, you analyze the problem, the question, and you get to see the columns that will help you do the columns that can help you solve that question. Then you go on with it, right? So we've identified those two columns. So that's what we are going to do. So as I said, it's just like this. How do we do our group by? So we call our data frame dot what group by group by, and we have to specify the column that we are grouping them by, and as I said, what? The name, that is the column. So now we have to what? Specify square brackets, then we specify the numerical column that we want to use. How do we want to the column that will be doing the mass on, and that is what? The quantity. So after this, we have to then what? Specify the aggregate function that we are using. Are we counting the quantities? Are we adding the quantities? Are we finding the averages of the quantities? Are we taking the minimum? Are we, you see that? So we are saying we are summing them, right? So if we do something like this, what do we get? We get an output. An output that has all of them. You see that? We have all of them. All are here. So when we take the barbecue chicken pizza, we had this number of what? Orders for the barbecue chicken pizza. We have the curry pizza. We had what? 490. Have you seen that? So when you have something like this, then we can then look at picking this. So when you have this one, if you even turn this one, we can just make this a data frame, right? But normally this way we now have to look through it, which one was the highest, which one was the the next thing. The best thing is just sort the numbers, sort values. So just call sort underscore values, sort underscore values, right? If you do sort underscore values, this is what you get them this way. So it always starts from the lowest to the largest. I always want it the other way around. So I always say what ascending is equal to what, false. So it start from, I always want it this way. Ascending is equal to false. So if I say ascending is equal to false, this is what I get, right? I get what? So these were the best selling, those that had what? The highest orders. So you see the classic deluxe pizza, people ordered that one more. The barbecue chicken pizza was the second with 2,432. The Hawaiian pizza that had what, 24422. Then pepperoni followed, then the Thai chicken pizza. You see the top guys. These are the best selling pizzas. So obviously when they know this, they'll know maybe the ingredients for making these ones shouldn't short. Or yeah, this kind of pizza should always be available. You see that? You just need to know this. When they know this, then this is good. Right. So now that we have this, we can then decide to make, I can now decide to make this what? A data frame, right? When I have this, just as we did the other day. So if I have this, I just want to make this a data frame. It's more of like me just putting all of this thing. Let me just do this. Me just putting, let me cut this into something. It's just like me just putting this into a PD dot what? Data data frame. So then I just paste that inside here and you see that I get my data frame. The output is nicer now, right? So I have my output this way. So what do I want to do? I would want to then do what? When you get this, I always don't want the output to see the name and the quantity. There is some space. That's why I always just dot reset index so that it fall to the same level for me. Dot reset index, just like that, and I have it on the same level. You see that? So the column name what name have their names and quantity is also there. So when I have this, I can just what name I can just give them a name. So maybe what I say pizza underscore rank is equal to this. So when I do this, I've now solved it. I've now stored it. So I can say pizza, pizza underscore rank, oh, dot head. So I get what? Just the top what? Five. This is more of like I just get me getting the top five. And you remember yesterday I did something. I tried adding what the percentages to it, right? I tried adding the percentages to it, so I'll equally want to do that for this one. You see that I create a percentage. Okay, so if I want to create that, I just have to come here. So instead of, let me just add it here. Let me just pizza rank at what? At what? Let me see. Percent. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, mm, percentage. Percentage. Just that. Let me go. Then I say what? What is this equal to? Then I say this is equal to. I take the quantity. Pizza rank. Pizza underscore what? Rank at what? Quantity. Quantity divided by what? The same one, but this time around we add pizza underscore rank, right? At what? Quantity. But this time around we add them up, right? Sum. So when we do this, we'll get that. But yesterday you equally saw that. Let me see. So pizza underscore rank dot what head. So when we do this, you see this. This is what we get. We have it in decimal points. So that's how come yesterday we multiplied it by what? 100 times what? We multiply it by 100 so that it becomes normal number. No longer, it shouldn't be in what? Decimal. It shouldn't be in decimal points times 100. So yes, we have it in this way. And I think yesterday to equally round them up. So I just keep them in the round function. Round, brackets open, then I come here, comma to two decimal places and close the brackets. So yes, we have it this way. So this is more of like, so the deluxe, the top paying guys, they are, if you are saying, if you round this one to 1% or to zero degrees, I mean to zero, you see that this almost the top guys, we had what, about 5% of our 5%, they all contribute like five percentage to the quantities that we have. Yeah. So you, instead of zero, let me leave it at one decimal point, one decimal place. Okay. So these are our top selling. So if it is top three, we are saying top three. So we can just input in the head. I can just put what? Three. So these are our top three. Our top three selling what? Pieces, right? So once the moment, okay. So let me do it this way. Sorry, I don't want. Let me take this one out here. So now let me do what? Top three. This is our top three is what? Pizza underscore rank dot head, then three. So these are our top three. Yeah, these are our top three before selling pieces, right? And the same way for the west top, the west selling, the west three is just more of like we saying what? Pizza underscore rank dot what? Till, right? Dot till but still this is it, the west. So the west one is the bakery, this one. So the bakery and the Mediterranean and the Calabrese pizza, these are the, so when we want only three, we just do it three. So those are the worst users. So there was a question was, are there some that they should take off? Yeah. So if you want to suggest that they should take this one, they'll be carrying, they shouldn't waste time and doing this. Yeah, maybe you can further do analysis on the things that the ingredients that they use for this particular pizza. If those ingredients are expensive and those other things, if they don't get so much profit from it, then they should better take it off. Yeah, but for now, with just this one, you shouldn't, you can't just say, oh, they should take this one off. But we've seen that this one is what, one of their worst selling pieces, right? Okay. So yes, this was this. So we can then move on towards the profitable, right? We can then move to the profitable what pieces. What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do now? Oh, we've not plotted it. Let me plot it first. Let me plot the pizza rank. So we can just do the pizza rank. We can just plot it. We can do the top three alone. We can do when we do the top three. uh, so let's see how best we can do this. So we can do what SNS dot what bar plot, right? Dot bar plot. Data is equal to what? Our data frame is pizza rank, right? Pizza rank. And our x will be what? Our x will be the name, right? Our x will be the name. Is that not it? Name. And our y will be what? Quantity. 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 So let me see. So this is what we get. This is what we get. And you see it is running, the names are running into each other. It means this is not the best option for the visualization. This is not the best. So either we change or we do something, right? So we can do it what in this one. Matplotlib allows us to do what? Horizontal one, right? Horizontal bar. So for us to do that over here, we can just change this one. I think there's one there's you see this. Let me show you this. SNS dot what? Bar plot, dot bar plot. You should see orient. There's one orient. Where are you? Orient, orientation. So we can make it horizontal and what? It is either it is horizontal or it is what? Vertical. You see that? So when we come to orient, where are you? Orient can be what? V or H. V for vertical, H for what? Horizontal. The default one is what? The first one, which is what? Vertical. So we can just say orient is equal to H. Then we will get what? We'll get it. So let me go here and say what? Orient is equal to what? H. So if we do this, I think there are some changes we have to do. So with the orient, the x, we have to just change our x and y. So our x, this now becomes our y, and our y becomes what? X. Just that. And then we will get it this way. So now the names will not run into each other. Okay, so let me equally do something. I think this was one way. The other way too was that we could have let me see. So let me leave it. I'm coming. We'll come back to what we are doing over there. Let me say this. Right. Orient. Let me take the orient out. When we have this, let me see. X sticks and PLT dot what? We did X sticks, X sticks. Then we do rotation, right? Rotation. Rotation is equal to maybe 90 degrees. Let me see. Yeah. So I think that could have solved the problem. That was one way, right? We rotate the X sticks this way. So it is now left with you to say, oh, okay, this one is okay, or the orient is better. You see, it will now go back to what? How people will read this thing. You see, the first one, people they will have to turn their necks. They will have to turn their necks trying to see which one. But with the second one, which the orient is equal to H, you see the readings are horizontal. We read horizontally. We read things from left to right. We don't read a sentence from top to down. We read a sentence from what? The left to right. So you can see with from these two visuals, don't you think the second one should the one with the orange should be good? Yeah, I'll leave it. I'll wait from which. Let me see from the live chats. Which one should we work on? Which one should we choose? The first one with this one, the orange is equal to H, or the other one, right? Right. Let me listen. I'm listening. Live. Which one? Which one are we going with? Which one? Orient is equal to H is better. It's better. Run. Yeah, Orient. Everybody goes for the Orient. Yeah, that is better. So yes, so now that we have the Orient, then let's modify it. Let's make it better since that's what we say we want. So now I think the only thing we have to do is what, increase the figure size so that it will be more clearer, right? So we can say plt what dot figure dot figure figure plt dot figure, right? Plt dot figure. Yes, you are getting appear. Just change your x. If you are using the orange is equal to c, now I change the x is no longer for the name. Your x should be what, your y. Just change those things. You see that when I did the orange is equal to h, I had to change what, the x and the y, change them. Look at mine currently. Look at my x and y. I think we just spoke about that. Just so fixed size, we can go for a fixed size like um 10 by what, 15. We want 10 by 15. So yeah, yeah. Let me reduce the height to maybe, let me reduce the height to 10 and see something. Okay. So yes, this is okay. So we see our top guys and we see our down guys too over here, right? So yes, this is it. We can then you give it what, a title. You give it a title. Yeah, you give it a title. Plt dot what title. Then so we say what, best um and worst selling pizza. I always like to what, give a font size to be equal to what so yes, that is it. Okay, so that is it, right? So yes, so we have our best guys and we have, can it, you can change what, the color of the bars to one that you want, that already, right? So yes, so we have over here. So we can move to the next one, which is what? Let's know what's the profitable, right? The profitable. This one was what? The best selling. That's why I said we can now, let's now look at what the profitable ones. Which one? Which pizza gives us what? Money. Which one? Is it that the popular ones are the ones that are giving us money, or so yes, as immediately I do one work, I don't like to always waste do a lot, right? I don't want to always do more work. So I just go to copy the analysis for the rank here. I'm going to copy the analysis for the rank here. Then I will just go and modify it, right? Pagema, baby. So yes, over here I just need to change this to what, markdown, and what, give it what. So let's say what, top profitable what, pizzas. Just top profitable. Yeah. So yes, I come here, then I want to do that. So this one, Sales. Maybe this one is no longer what. Maybe instead of I can just say profit, profitable, profit, profit. So I can do this profit. I just change the name to what profit. But now we are not. We are still grouping by the name, but no longer what by quantity because we've done that already. Now we want to do with the money one, which is what sales. So sales. So sales. Sales is now what we are working with. Sales, then sales. So just that. Right. So let me now run this. Key error. What's happened? Pizza rank. Okay, pizza. Yes, not pizza rank. Yes, what's profit? Profit. Yes, what? Profits. Profits. Okay. So that is it. So now I can now call what profit dot what head, profit dot head. I did the same. Okay, so we want to see if what the two are the same, right? So let me say what, let me print these two guys. Print what? Pizza rank, eh? I'm coming. I just want to compare, check, do some check. Pizza rank dot what head. Then I print what um mhm, then I just print what this one to profit dot what head. Okay, so these are the two. With these two, you see that. So we have what the sales are here. This is what based on or let me come here. Let me just make this print better. So it's, oh sorry. Okay, based on quantities, then yeah, when based on sales, so something like this, right? So when we have it this way, we know, okay, profits. So is it that the popular one, the tie, the fourth popular one, which is tie, that rather gives us more money over here. Then barbecue, which was the second. Okay, so California is not here. California is not part of the popular one, but it gives us more money. It leads to one thing. It means California might be what an expensive one. Might be. I didn't say it is. So it California might be. Let me look over here. Let's see if we'll get California. California, okay, a bit here. Popularity, it is closer. It is closer. It is somewhere the top six. Top six. So it might be. Right. So that is it, yeah. So you have what? Based on the quantities, the popularity, and based on the amounts they gave, right? So you have these two. You have these two, right? So if we have these two, then we would like to what? Equally. So we have as I said, the dot head gives us what? The profitable ones, and the dot tail profit dot what? Tail. We get what? The least what? Profitable. The least what? Profitable. Ah, the brick that was less popular and at the same time on one na on first camber. What I say. What I say. So yes, At the same time, you are not popular, people don't buy you. So obviously you will not also bring what money. I think the correlation will be there. Right. You carry pizza. So okay. So yes, we've seen what the least popular and the same thing. So we can I want if I want to do the visualization, I will just want to use this code that does what the visualization for this one. So I bring this here. Right. So BBB come back. So I just want to change this one to what? Profits. Profits, and now this is sales. Sales, right? Profitable. Profitable, right? Okay, and that is it. We have what? The best and the worst. Profitable pizza. So yes, that is it. So we have that one too, right? We have yeah, the bad ones there, the non-profitable ones are all down here. So okay, okay. So that was it for the profitable and the non-profitable. Yeah, so you see that we did it differently. We did them differently. We could have just done what? We could have just brought those two things together, something like this. Pizza, pizza underscore df, right? Dot what? Group by. In our group by, we could have just we are grouping by what? The name, right? The name. So we can just say like this. This side, then we add what? We say we are grouping by maybe the quantity first, quantity, comma, then we say what are the sales to. Then this time we are just summing them, right? So when we do this, key error, what's happened? Quantity, I think this is what's okay, right? So yes, we get this, and they are telling me what? I'm getting a warning. Pandas is telling me future warning indexing with multiple keys will be deprecated. Use a list instead. Use a list instead. So they want me to use a list here. So if I just modify the code, that error should vanish. So let me make this a list of names. Okay, so when I do this, the error is gone, right? Just read, normally just read the error. We could have just forgotten about it and gone. Nothing after all, the output is there, right? So just reset. Let me reset this index. Reset reset underscore what? Index. Sorry. Reset underscore index. So yes, this was also one way. Yeah. Then you can sort by either by the sales. So when you have more columns like this and you want to if I want to sort, then I will have to specify the column that I want to sort. So sort underscore values, sort underscore values. I have to by is equal to what? Then I say I want to sort by what? The sales, something like this. So if I sort it by the columns, you see that the least one goes up, and I say what? Ascending. I think ascending is equal to false. Okay, so when I do this, then we get what? The most profitable ones are here, and so on and so on. So yes, that is it. Those we could have done it this way too, right? And we did it separately. So that we move, right? following. Sorry. Another thing, another analysis that we could have done is also we could have done an analysis on the sizes. I think there's a column for size. So we want to know which size do people buy more. Have you seen that? Want to do if you want to do another analysis on which sizes do people buy more. So it's just about this time we're grouping by what the name. So if we have another categorical one, we can just go with that one, right? We can just go with that one. So we can say what pizza underscore df dot what group by. Uh-huh. And the name is what size. There's a column named size, right? If we say we want to group by size, then we can go for, let's go with what, let's do quantity, and then what, sales, then we just do what, the summation. So when we do this, we get what, this. So we can just, let me just reset the index, reset underscore what, index. So when I have this is what I have, right? So we have what, the quantities, large, large is what people like buying most. Extra large, the less, less, way less. If you want to see the impact of this, you can create what, the percentage. So you see, you can just what, so let me see. If I want to do that, let me just say, size underscore df is equal to this. So this, and I create what, size underscore df at what, percentage, right? Percent is equal to what, is equal to what, size underscore df at what, want to do it size percentage on sales. Let me say sales, sale, not quantity. So it's equal to what, at sales divided by size underscore df at what, the same thing, sales. Mhm. What again do I do? This one is the sum. The sum. Then as usual, we multiply by 100. Uh, so then we can do a size. Yes. So let me see. So this is what we get. When we do this, this is what we get. So we get, whilst large is taking about 45 percentage. You see that? So, or we should go with the quantities, not the sales. I think let's go for the quantities, right? Or let me just add quantities too. Let me just add a percentage on the quantity too, right? To make it simple, instead of, let me just add that one too. So this one, quantity, QTY, right? So this one goes for quantity, QUANTITY. Okay, so we have what? So we get what? The percentages, that's the numbers. This one there for monetary wise, popularity, they don't buy this one at all. The buy, it's not even up to 1%, not up to 0.5%, right? So if there's a size that if there's something that they can drop, they can stop even thinking of, they can stop preparing the XXL, right? So maybe that could be a recommendation that you can recommend to them. After all, it doesn't contribute monetary wise, money wise, still here to still and Arabia, right? So if we are talking about the quantities, based on the quantities, the large contributes to like 38%, right? As I said, we are data scientists, so we always want to calculate on these numbers, right? Okay, so when we have this, then we can, when after we always have this our summary table, then we always want to what complement it with what a visual, right? We always want to complement it with what a visual. So we have about how many? One, two, three, four, five. Five. So we could have gone for five if we want to go for a pie. Since five, let's go for a bar, right? So SNS, the same bar again. Data is equal to what size, then our x is equal to what size, size, then our y, let's, which one are we going, we can go for the, let's go for the quantity instead of using quantity. So yes, we have this, right? We have this, and as usual we put our semicolon here. We can go for palette, to be equal to there's one called magma. Yeah, magma. Nah, so we can go for um, lights. Oh, there's no light blue here. There's no light blue here. Then blues, the blues. Okay, so we have that one, large being the biggest, and so on. XXL, no, the in fact. Mhm. So yes, people like, it is the large, medium, and small that people buy. The XL and the extra large, no, people don't like buying that one, right? So we have this visual too on the sizes too. We have a visual on the sizes if you want to talk about that one, right? There's also, I think there's also category there that we can do. So there are several stuff that you can add to your work, right? There are other many other things that you can add to your work for it to be what be beautiful, right? So yes. I think what again did we? Okay, analysis that we might want to do. Yes, so we might want to do this one. The hours. Let's do what each day and the hour versus the quantities. So we know for each, for this particular day, for Mondays, these are the hours that people come the most. These are the hours that people come the most and also whatever, right? So how can we do that? Means what? This is whereby we will want to what? We will want to watch our grouping by, we want to group by two different things, right? For this, for all of this time, we have been grouping by just one column. Why? But this time around, we are going for two, right? We want to go for two, and that will help us in understanding this, right? Let's do that one. And I think there's category, you can do it for the category. The category is just similar to just the size that we've done, right? Just do for that one too. Do the category, for the category too. I think there are about four categories, so let me just do this one then. So we can do what, the same pizza underscore df dot what group by. And this time around, we are not grouping by just a single one. We want to group by the day, and at the same time, we want to group by hour too. We want to group by hour too. You see that so far we have been doing by just what, just one, right? So we can group by the quantities. Then our numerical one is what, quantity, right? And we want to add them. We want to sum the quantities, right? So when we do this, you should get this. You see that? So it's more of like this way. It's more of like when you pick what? It's more of like when you pick Friday, then the hours, Friday and all the hours, Wednesday and the hours. If you want the hour to come first too, then you can bring your hour first and what, your day second. So when you do this, you see it will pick the hour and the numbers. But I feel I want the day first, then I'll look at the hours, right? Okay, so when you have this, this is there. I know this is not something nice. This is not what, this output is not the best. There's one way of we making it better. So we can make it what, we can make more of like the days to be in the column and the hours to be in, the days should be in rows. And so that way we have to unstack. There's a method called what, unstack. Unstack, we can unstack whatever that is here. Unstack, we can unstack one, which is maybe we can select the hour to unstack. So when we unstack, you see that it is now better, right? It will now be better for us all, right? So we can go for the quantities for Mondays, Fridays 9 a.m., 9, 10, 11. So it means there's no data for for Fridays 9 and 10, meaning maybe they don't start Fridays, they start at 11 probably. You see that they start late and they close late, because when you are looking at Tuesday they start early, but it seems there's no data on 20, 11 p.m. You see that? So yes, when we have this, then we have information, right? Somebody was like, the last time someone asked whether the DF, that correlation, it always has to be with what, heat map, how always has to be on correlation. This is your answer. It doesn't always has to be on correlation. You see this? We have data like this. So you see, there's also on the sales too. We have it here, right? On the sales, we can do on the sales too, which day and the hour with the money. So yes, I think the quantities is best. We can go for with the quantities, right? So we can try to create a heat map on this, right? Can try to create a heat map on this. So so let me take this one off. I don't want this one. So I can say SNS dot what, heat map. Then I just keep what, the heat over here. So when I bring this one, I get this. I get this output. So it's just left. It means the size is what, smaller. We can modify, do a whole lot of modification. PLT dot figure, then fixed size. Fixed size is equal to what? Specify. So I can say 15 by um 15 by 15. The width, but the height we just have 7 days, so we can just leave it at 5 and see. So we have this. Let me just increase the height a bit. Okay, so the height is okay now for me. So when we have this, so this is what we have, right? This is what we have. We can go for, we can annotate it, right? We can give some numbers. Annotate is equal to what? True, right? True. Let's see. Anode, if anode is equal to true, you have this output, but the numbers are more of in scientific numbers. Okay, so it starts from like this. Just look at it from here. Just look at it from here. I think the scale starts from a dark scale to a lighter. So the higher the numbers, the lighter the color. So we can, when we take Friday, see where the light color is. It is at 12. So Fridays at 12, 12, 1, 12 and 1. That's where the majority more orders comes at this particular time, because that's where, look at the 12 and 1. So even basically, that is even the, you can see where, that's where the lines, that's where almost all the white scale is all at 12 and 1. That's where the white scales are. There are only a few places whereby there are only a few. The scroll, you don't want it. It is a skill. It allows you to see that without this skill, Juanita, without the skill, how will you know? You see, it allows you to see that the dark has lower numbers. It's more of like a skill. You are moving from where? From a darker. That's what heat map does. So the deeper the where the color is deep or lighter, it sends a message. So with this one, if you don't, had it not been the scale, you would have think that maybe lighter is maybe smaller numbers, and deep color would be what? Maybe more numbers. But with this one, you know that where there's black, that means they had lower numbers. But where the color is more of like approaching white, then you know the numbers were high on that particular day, right? We could even change what? The calorie. So I think for Cbond it is where, for heat map it is what? Cmap. Cmap, let me see what, let me look for blues, or blues, the blues. So yes, we start from a light blue to a deep blue. Have you seen that? So this one has changed. So we start from a lighter color to a deep color. So see, the deep colors are still on 11, 12. So if we don't want, I think if we don't want those numbers, we just have to take what the anode is equal to true. These numbers, we just have to take these numbers off. So we see what, from this 12, yeah. So those are the very, very busy hours. The hours. These hours, they don't joke with these hours. So they don't have to joke with these hours. These are the times that workers have to be on alert. Their services have to be on point at those times. So there are a few several occasions whereby somewhere around from 4 to 7, there are fair numbers around 4 to 7 all days, right? So 6, 5, 6, 5. It is only on Saturdays that, on Saturdays it goes till somewhere around 9, right? So yes, this, you see what the insights or the information the heat map a heat map can give us, right? By we just grouping our stuff well, and we just know this, right? So yes, this is it. This is one thing. This is one way of we learning, and I think what I think that was the analysis that I did initially. Yeah. So yes, now I leave the rest to you with this analysis and with what I've said. I think I've even spoken about it, just that I've not written about it. So you can just save the images, save all these images, you, and prepare a PDF, a slide with it, with them, the insights that you've got, and maybe you send it to me, right? When you do it, you send it to me. I'll watch it for you. I'll see what. So you can do further analysis. Maybe there are some that I've not done. Yeah, I think there's also an analysis maybe the ingredients that appeal the most. Yeah, yeah, but for now, don't worry. You might not. Don't worry about that. Another time, have time, I'll do it for you. Right. Okay. For now, this is what. Do you have any questions for me from now? Right. If you don't have them, we'll leave it like this. This is the end of this one. And I know I'll prepare this. I'll modify this. I'll send this notebook as it is like this to you for now. But later on, maybe I'll add, write the insights and other things and send it to you later on. Right. When I have time, I'll do that. Do you have any questions for me? As I said, you can do further words analysis. Maybe there are several columns that I you could have done any analysis on. Do it and what? As I said, what? Save all these images and then use them in PowerPoints or what Google Slides and make what a presentation and send it to me. Save them as PDFs and send them to me. I think that's even your assignment. That should be your assignment for this week, right? Just on this one, we've already done majority of the work. You just save these images, use them as PowerPoints, right? It should answer what I think. It is more of like all should be answering a question, right? I'll send you a sample PDF on an analysis that was done, right? So you see, right? I'll send one into your group. I think there's no question. So if there's no question, we'll meet on Monday. We'll do one. There's one work that I want us to do with you. I think some accident analysis, and after that, that is it. I'll give you work on your project. And that's it. As I said, next week is the last time I'll be teaching, and the last week is just for you to do your project. So yes, thank you for having you. I think today is short, but that's good.